Hey guys, welcome to the Player 3 podcast,
where we discuss our favorite topics.
From video games to philosophy.
where we argue over what's good and bad.
Degrade and rank each other.
And have a great time with friends. Enjoy!
Today is a big day. Today marks the end of a 14-year personal saga.
Yes.
Sora from Kingdom Hearts is in Smash Brothers.
Yes, he is.
I have celebrated many characters being added to the game. I've been happy for so many fans, but there has only been, for the past 14 years, one that I've wanted to join. And that is Sora, and he is finally here. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the future of Smash, everything about the end of Ultimate, and Sora and where the series will go from here. So let's get started.
Yeah, so for context, I know you're watching this later, but we are recording this on the day of the reveal, or rather the night after the reveal. So
Happened less than 12 hours ago.
yes, it did. So it's fresh in our minds. So
yeah. And this is also, so he hasn't come out yet. We will be discussing what we saw in the trailer, how good we think he will be. But obviously you guys may know better because he'll be out.
Yeah, he'll be out by the time you watch this.
Which our takes will probably be very, very wrong.
Yeah, it very well might be. So let's review our last episode, which ironically was also about Smash Brothers. We had a few predictions on what we expected. I'm having trouble remembering what I said. I think I said Gino, but I was dumb and forgot he was a Mii fighter. But
I think I said Crash or Chief. I think I kept saying that I was hoping Sora, but and then
you only said first of all, you only said Crash and Chief because deep down you didn't want to jinx yourself by saying Sora. You were just like, oh my god, I think it's gonna be Crash, and you're like,
Okay, you're correct.
Yeah. You just didn't want to jinx the possibility.
I didn't want to hope. Is the thing. I didn't want to get my hopes up.
That's also very fair.
Yeah.
So maybe I should have said Sora.
Yeah, that's the funny thing.
I should have said Sora.
That's the funny thing was because Ryan told me like 2-3 days ago that there were leaks going around back from last June or last July, was it, that someone on a 4chan was saying, yeah, so it's gonna be Sora because I work at Disney Music and they asked for some music, some KH music. And
yeah, so
immediately after
June 2021.
This is actually really interesting.
2021.
This is
get into it.
Yeah, and this actually blew up on the internet. So on 4chan, late July 30th, someone posts Sora is coming to Smash. The comment gets no replies, nothing happens. A couple hours later, there's another post by an anonymous person. Both are anonymous, saying I work for Disney Music. They contacted us, asking for the rights to Kingdom Hearts music, several Kingdom Hearts songs, for a digital presentation on October 5th. Now, this is months before it was revealed when the last Smash character would be revealed. And at the time, in July, and I remember this, I was engaging in speculation at the time.
Right.
No one was saying there was going to be a presentation in October. People were saying mid-September because there has always been.
And there was.
Yeah.
There was a Nintendo Direct in September.
There's a Nintendo Direct, but not the Smash character. And there's always been a September Direct, and people were saying the Game Awards. People were not saying early October. So the fact that they called the exact date was a huge red flag to most people.
Yes.
And then a bunch of other really odd things started happening. So something that happened, and this is, I think, one of my favorites, is that Simple and Clean, really the theme song of Kingdom Hearts,
one of them, yes.
I would say the primary, was added to Walmart's corporate playlist for their stores.
What?
Which is really odd. Yes.
Yeah.
And actually, Walmart has done this in the past when they want to cross-promote a franchise with music. They'll add the song to their playlist. So I don't know if this exact example happened, but say Frozen just went on DVD and Blu-ray. They start playing Let It Go to remind people to buy Frozen.
That is First of all,
Genius.
And the
that's
thing
messed up.
is, and the reason
It's
that was
brilliant
so
marketing.
yeah, and this reason that was so suspicious was because there wasn't anything Kingdom Hearts related happening. The last thing we got was Union Key coming to an end like last spring, and that wasn't that. I mean, for non-KH phone players, that wasn't that big a deal. So besides that, it was Melody of Memory. So there wasn't much going on.
And
Dance
I
Dance
think
Revolution, Kingdom Hearts version. Is that what you mean by it?
exactly.
So before
and
we,
so-
oh sorry, go ahead.
I lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say. So here's the thing. I keep thinking about this in retrospective. I feel like I didn't get suspicious from these July rumors or leaks. I got suspicious from something else that happened back last December of 2020, actually. You know what that was?
Go ahead.
Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory coming out on Nintendo Switch. That's what happened. Because here's the thing. Before that, we had KH3, we had the HD remixes, the HD collections. They came out on Xbox, they came out on PlayStation. Sure, you could even include, they came out on PC last spring, but that's not that important in regards to Nintendo. But Melody of Memory, the sort of sequel to Kingdom Hearts 3, came out on Nintendo Switch. And sure, it came out on the other platforms too, but like that was suspicious because I was like, okay, so Disney and Square and Nintendo, they're on good terms right now, so maybe that means Sora's future is looking bright for Smash.
Yeah.
But I didn't say anything, and I didn't really. That was like on the back of my head. I didn't really think of that too much.
Well, and there was a ton of things cropping up everywhere in this past week pointing to Sora. Now, many of them are very tinfoil hatty. Like, in 3 days, it's the Kingdom Hearts director's birthday, so people are saying they were going to release it on his birthday.
Yeah.
One is that Sora will be added in Update 13 to the game, which 13 is a very significant number to Kingdom Hearts.
And isn't
like,
he?
Yeah, and he is. That's the funny thing.
Yeah.
And so, like... Yeah, there are some more credible ones. There are some less credible ones. One of the more credible ones is that there is a Disney game that was revealed on the 23rd Direct. So 2 weeks ago, that is a Disney game developed by Bandai Namco, published by Nintendo, which is exactly what Smash is, developed by Bandai Namco, published by Nintendo.
And also, there's a scene in that game where Mickey gets a letter.
I do think that one is incidental. I think I didn't fact check this. I heard that it's actually a port of a 3DS game. But no, it's just interesting.
Yeah.
So I do think there was a lot pointing to Sora. That being said, I think it was still reasonable to not expect him. You know, I think it was
Very
reasonable. To expect a lot of people over him, but we got him. Especially considering, and we didn't know this, there were a lot of fan polls conducted at the same time as the Smash ballot to gauge where it was, because we didn't get the published results of the fan ballot. Today it was revealed Sora was the #1 pick of the Smash ballot. And I don't know.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I remember doing that, dude. I remember taking that ballot.
I know.
Go for?
And
Probably Crash.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but I remember doing it.
And the results of the ballot have not been posted. The only ones we know, Bayonetta was #1 in Europe, Sora was #1 overall. They haven't posted the rest. So
I feel like they should
easy,
now.
No, because some of them, like Sakurai said, so Master Chief and Crash are probably among them, and he said that he doesn't want those companies being harassed to add the characters to Smash.
Right.
Like, oh, our character got second, Microsoft, add Master Chief. Like, that
Right.
isn't good
Yeah,
for
I guess that
anybody.
makes sense. I would say just reveal as the characters actually be announced if they do in a future Smash installment.
I would probably agree.
I think the other part of that too is when you don't want to share the results, because you could start funneling in those guys in the next Smash.
Yeah.
A couple years from now.
And also, like, you don't want fans to turn on each other, say my character's more popular than your character. There's a lot of
Hardy,
reasons
hardy,
not
har,
to.
har.
Yeah. So I think that's really interesting, and I actually don't know if Sora would have gotten in if he wasn't #1.
Mm.
So, but yeah, there was a lot pointing to him, and I'm just really happy he's here. I only gave him last night, and I can tell John can attest to this. I gave Sora the second highest odds at 20%, and I gave first highest odds to some unpredictable left field person who we couldn't possibly predict at
Yes.
Like a
40%.
stupid Fire Emblem.
Well,
like
we
a
were
stupid-
technically right. It was a character we couldn't predict because we kept saying, "Oh no, it can't be Sora. His chances are too low." But it ended up being him anyways.
So all right, so here I have something to bring up. So my first question is, when was that ballot conducted? Like 2019 or
6 years
2018?
ago. 6 years ago.
Holy
2015.
smokes!
Like 2014, 2015.
2015. Sakurai said in the
This was for
presentation, the
Wii
Smash,
U and
the
Smash
ballot
3DS.
from 6 years ago. This because you have to remember, Ultimate came out 3.5 years ago. 2018, late 2018.
Dylan
They
is
were still
stunned.
They were still developing Smash 4 DLC when it was held. It was 6 years ago.
Wow.
So to put
All
that in
right.
perspective, this was before Bayonetta
Wow.
came out.
Figure,
that-
yeah,
So that's why Bayonetta. That's why I was partly confused. Why is Bayonetta
yeah,
one in Europe?
yeah,
But it's because she wasn't out.
She wasn't out
Yeah.
by that point.
yeah. People were requesting her.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And
that's
people
That's
were
why-
why she was,
obviously
that's why she was
requesting
added.
Sora.
That's why she was added in 4 actually, because she was an easy get and high ranking.
Yeah.
So she's a
Alright.
second party rep. You know, Nintendo can just go over their friends. They
Yeah.
get her, and she's highly requested. It makes
Alright,
some
so
sense.
that's wild. So all right, so here's my question to both of you.
Okay.
And what
shoot.
do you think? Do you think that that Sakurai and his team and all that? Do you think that it was planned all along
Hmm.
to eventually have Sora, or do you think that in these last couple of years he was extremely pressured to add Sora? And maybe I'm only in a thought, in a bubble, and an echo chamber because of you guys. And our immediate friends are all mostly Kingdom Hearts guys, and they want
Kinda.
Sora. But do you think that the ultimate question is planned all along to eventually have him, or pressured in the last couple of years, 2-3 years, to really nail it?
Well, here's the thing:
Well,
was the Sora for Smash like that popular when the poll was initially made?
Mhm.
It was,
Well, I mean, he won.
right?
He was more popular than any other character, and
Right.
for the past 3 days, actually, Sora trended on Twitter. I'm not
Yeah.
kidding.
I saw.
General Twitter, not video game Twitter.
I saw.
So he is very popular, and that is really cool. So what I will say is I think Sakurai did want to add Sora. He seemed really enthusiastic about him today. I think he just needed the suits at Nintendo to do a lot of the grunt work for the negotiations
Right.
with Disney. Because I think we can all agree Disney would be really hard to negotiate with. I think Disney would want him in Smash, but I think
Probably.
I think the specifics, hammering
Yeah.
those out, probably took a long time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And one thing that's their saving grace, Cloud was added in for. I think Square Enix probably acted as an intermediary and facilitated their meetings. Square would inform Disney, this is how we work with Nintendo. This is all just speculation, by the way.
Right. You're probably
Um,
right though, with Square being like an intermediary, saying, "Yeah, this is how we get along with Disney." So try and jump through
Yeah.
these hoops, please, if you want him in Smash.
Yeah. And on top of that, we know for a fact that Nomura, the director of Kingdom Hearts, was working with Sakurai. He tweeted that he was very grateful for their team. He worked really well with their requests. So I just really do think it was kind of a group effort that took a lot of time. And then once it was, in the works, let's say Sora's even like for sure greenlit around the time Ultimate's launching. Let's say that's the timetable.
Right.
They're saving him for last. They know he's the number one ballot pick. They're saying, okay, he has to be the one to end it all.
Yeah.
It would be unreal, and we didn't know that. But like in their minds, there's no other position for him. He
All
has
right, so
to
let
be
me. All right, so let me
last.
bring up this. This is just a side note,
Okay.
Mhm.
but I think it's worth asking. So the ballot was conducted in 2015. You said
Yeah, 6 years ago.
2015,
I was
2015,
16.
2016.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this: when do you guys realistically think Sora was greenlit and started developing? And if you think, in whatever time period you think it is, do you think it's realistic to say that they kept it a secret for that long? Like, how tightly knit do you think that room was that knew what was going on?
I think it was. I think he was in development since Byleth came out. That's my opinion.
Okay,
right at the end of Fighters Pass 1.
See, and this is what I figure is that John would think it's more recent, and you would think it's been there forever. So Ryan, all right, so John, explain what makes you think it's around Byleth, and then Ryan, I want to hear how you think they were able to keep it a secret for so long. So John, go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, you got to jump through all these hoops with Disney and Square, but I don't know. You also have to jump through these hoops with Fighters Pass 1, and I think like maybe right when they started Fighters Pass 1, they're like, hey, maybe we should do Fighters Pass 2. But they obviously wanted to include Sora because they were like, yeah, so let's do Byleth as last for Fighters Pass 1, and then we can cycle over to Fighters Pass 2, do Min Min, and we'll end off with Sora. I think they knew that they wanted to have Sora in the game, and they like started negotiating, but they didn't like start developing him because they had to do Joker. They had to do I'm trying to remember all the characters. They had to do Byleth. They had to do trying to remember. Fill the blanks for me, Ryan.
Was Steve
Fill the blanks for me.
Was Steve one?
Oh my god, there's so much. What's
Steve?
that?
Was Steve one? Fighter Pass 1?
No, he's two. He came out like a year ago, which is crazy.
Fighters Pass 2 went Min Min, Steve, Sephiroth, Pyramithra, Kazuya, Sora.
Yeah.
So let me give my perspective on how I think the timeline worked out, because I think this stuff is interesting.
Yeah, paint the picture for me.
So, I think negotiations started as the ballots were coming in, and as they saw Sora was pulling ahead.
Okay.
I think Sakurai saw
I
think
before
they're
Kingdom Hearts 3, by the way.
I understand.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I negotiation, not development.
And this is before the PS4 HD remasters as well, or
Correct.
remakes, whatever.
Correct.
Wow.
Well, actually, no, it isn't. They were 2013, I thought.
The PS4 games.
Oh, 4. Okay, yeah. I do think negotiation started, especially once all the ballots were in. I think Sakurai, with how dedicated he is, said, "We're getting the number 1 in. We're doing it." That's my perspective, at least. He has been so dedicated, and especially when Ultimate is being developed. I think Disney is antsy about getting into video games. They have never had a strong foothold in, and when they have had more success, it's been in partnership with Nintendo. They're eyeing the Switch for 2016, 2017. It's been way more successful than Wii U. Smash Ultimate comes out December 2018. I think probably by March 2019, they see the sales numbers. They've probably surpassed 10 million by this point. They decide Smash is a runaway success, and it is. They start working with it. I think they probably
they're already drawing him in and thinking of dash attacks, down smash, like
yeah.
Not development.
Okay.
They're hammering out the legal.
Okay.
At March 2019.
Okay.
In my head.
See,
I think by June, a group of 30 people who have the power, 30 people, lawyers, directors, businessmen, have come to a deal that he is in Smash.
Last June
2019.
June
2019.
Okay.
So 2.5 years ago. And I think they sit on this because Sakurai is a showman. Disney would want him to go last. Like they would demand it, basically.
Yeah. But I mean, he's number 1, so I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know who else they would end it on.
I think they're both. I think they're both stalling for time here. In my mind, and I think active development starts for him around the time of release of Min Min.
Yeah, see, I think we're in agreement with that. Around the release of Min Min or Byleth, around there.
Yeah, that's development. And then, as they need to acquire rights, move pieces around, the presentation, the every green lighting, every different thing. They expand their circle starting in the summer, and that's when July comes. Late July, there's the music
And
leak.
you have these leaks.
Yeah.
So
because the circle got too big.
And that's my thing is, at what point? Obviously, there's no number we can point to. We don't know the ins and outs. But my fascination with this is, how many people does it take before someone says something? I think that's a fascinating question. And it's like, how many people knew? How many stupid lawyers knew? Like, what actually was at stake?
Yeah.
It didn't say anything. It didn't say anything.
Yes.
I
Yes.
imagine.
A bunch
I
of Disney
imagine.
lawyers, a bunch of Square lawyers, a bunch
picture that.
of Nintendo lawyers.
Picture that. A bunch of these doofuses walking around with briefcases, not saying a word.
I imagine that for over a year, in my timetable, between a year and a quarter, year and a half, less than 30 people knew. Less than 30.
Wild. Absolutely wild.
Crazy.
30 is like
Crazy.
the absolute cap. And then only in the summer did they start expanding that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and actually, so going back to what could have pointed us towards Sora, I think probably the most damning thing is Disney and Square Enix not talking at all about the leak, not denouncing it.
Yes.
You would think, and
They'd
also
be like, no, guys.
yeah, come on, that's not happening. But silence. I think that's actually
The
probably the most
silence
damning thing.
is
Yeah.
loud. The
It
silence
is.
is loud.
Exactly, and
I've been
Yes.
saying for years, obviously, in regards to something else, sometimes no answer is the answer.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
and I actually hope, and I don't like their odds. I hope the person who leaked it keeps their job. I really do.
Yes,
Yeah.
me too.
I don't like their odds, but
No.
I don't know. Do you think they really are going down like, who
Or
said this?
Or the
Who
person,
leaked it?
the leak got big though. It
Yeah.
got big.
or the person who was like, "Hey, let's start playing simple and clean out our WalMarts."
Yeah, that person, I think that was a brand deal between Walmart and Disney, and that actually, I didn't mention the date that started. The reports I saw began on September 26th, 3 days after the Direct, about a week before the Smash presentation. So, like,
Right.
the timetable was tight, but not precise.
Okay. Okay.
wild.
So let's
So,
actually
John-
talk. Oh,
yeah,
go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to segue us into discussing the reveal itself, the CGI cutscene, Sakurai's presentation, everything with
Okay.
the reveal.
So let's discuss prior to the Sora reveal. Funny story. I knew exactly the second it started and we saw Sakurai that it was Sora.
No way.
You want to know why?
Really? Why?
He had a tree. He had a palm tree in the background of his thing. I don't know how you didn't notice that, Ryan.
Get out of here, dude. I'm pretty sure he's had that for every single one.
He had a palm tree, like the kind you would find at a certain island that Sora's been to, in the background, just like you have that lamp in the background of your recording.
I'm looking this up, but you
Yes.
continue. I do not actually believe you. Fun fact.
I saw it and I was just like, dude, are you kidding me?
So we're going through. I'm not letting myself hope yet at this point. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, so actually, I achieved a mental state that I was very content with.
I like where this is going. Yeah.
Yes.
Beforehand, which was, I am content with Ultimate. I'm happy with Ultimate. I love Ultimate. It is my favorite game. They could add someone who I don't want, Fortnite Jonesy, for instance.
And you know what
Among
I've
Us
been-
Imposter.
And you know what I've
I
been- Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Finish your thought.
And I would be happy for the people who want them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that
This
I
is
think-
different.
I think
See,
that's important.
I had a very
And
differing opinion.
Yes, you did. And I was ready to congratulate the people who got what they wanted when I didn't.
Well, I guess you have to
And
look in the
then
mirror.
Sora was revealed, and people aren't necessarily with him. And so if I could reach that mental state, they can stay mad. That's
Mhm.
all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
And all I'm saying is Ryan would be happy for the fans of Fortnite if they got Jonesy in. I told him, like, on repeat, yeah, if Jonesy from Fortnite gets in, I am flushing my copy of Ultimate down the toilet. I don't care that it cost me fucking $60. I'm doing it.
So-
Confirmation, he had that palm tree in the Kazuya presents.
Oh, darn it.
Yeah.
So, all right, let me hit you guys
Well,
with
he
something.
had
So I
it.
want to-
It could have
I
been
wanna talk
a
about-
it could have been a wink to the fact that Sora was on his way.
Stop. You're reaching.
Reaching.
So
Some
I'll-
rando said in July, yo, Sora's coming in October.
That's also reaching.
Okay.
So I want to talk about how I had the reveal kind of spoiled for me, which is interesting. So
I unfortunately already told Ryan this, but go on ahead.
So I am on campus where I attend school
At college.
and at college, university, state.
Yes.
And I am shocked, mildly. I am walking to go meet with our good host John here to discuss the reveal.
Yes.
And on my way to the meetup location, I hear rumblings amongst the people.
amongst
So-
randos out there from
Amongst complete randos that I have no business being around, other than the fact that I was walking somewhere.
yes.
And I hear it's first of all, let me paint the picture for you. I'm walking to this place. One guy is staying there next to another. Another dude rolls up on a skateboard. And as he rolls up, posts up, and he starts talking, I'm passing this group of people. And I start hearing rumbling, something about Sora. And in my head, first of all, I'm thinking, I didn't catch all of it. So I thought
Yeah.
maybe they're saying, oh, I wish it was Sora, or, oh, it is Sora. So I had no idea.
Yeah.
The other thing that tipped me off, though, was how excited John texted me. It was like, do you want me to tell you who it is? Or did you want to wait? And I was like, oh my god. Like, if this was like a stupid Fire Emblem character, he'd be like, yeah, sure, you want to talk about
a
it?
shitty dude from
Yeah,
Fire
yeah.
Emblem.
So, I come around to it, and John's wearing his Kingdom Hearts shirt that he is right now, and I'm really just tipped off by this, and
I also got the
so
necklace
I
now.
watched it.
He wore that when he got up for good luck.
That is
so,
true.
I wore
That's
it for
fair.
good luck this morning.
And it worked.
Yeah, I also got the necklace on now.
Yeah, that's the reason we have Sora in Smash, actually.
Thank
I
you.
wore this shirt, and I've been listening to.
Do I have to
Kingdom
wear
Hearts
a
music.
Crash mascot uniform or something to?
Don't worry, I'll
What's
get
up?
I'll get some Crash apparel to help out Dylan.
Yeah.
Ryan
So-
and I are now team Crash for Smash. Now that's our next big
Oh,
character we need
Crash
to
for
get in.
Smash.
That's
I
our next
love
big
it.
character we need to get in.
Yeah,
So-
this wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
So, I want to go through the actual reveal. So,
Yes.
first of all, Sakurai is an absolute brute. Doing the Mii costumes first. That is savage.
Genius.
Yeah.
Savage
Yeah,
and
he-
genius.
He said, "Hey, Doomslayer fans, I know you're still holding out a little bit of hope." Up there it goes.
Up there it goes.
Um,
At least it's a me costume. He could have just said
Yeah, at
"Fuck."
least he's in the game, unlike Crash and Chief.
And and Master Chief.
So that's brutal, but
Yeah.
I do really appreciate it. But then I love how he tackled it, the presentation. I know this was under his direction. It stopped where it all began.
Yeah.
Inkling staring at the burning Smash symbol.
Yes.
And I think nearly every big Smash fan got chills. Like,
I mean,
we
I
all
certainly did.
Yeah.
I think we
As
all
you should have.
remember.
As you
I
should
think-
have.
Yeah, I think we all remember spring 2018, hearing that there was a new Smash game coming, and just the amount of mystery, knowing like, oh, are they gonna cut the roster? We only saw Link and Mario and Inkling. What's going on?
Yeah.
And so we see Inkling, and the flames start dying out of the Smash roster, and we see them all as trophies. And I'm thinking two things at this point. Oh my god, no. It could be Waluigi. He's an
Okay,
assist
that's what I was
trophy.
gonna say. Do you think
He's
it's
gonna
break
Waluigi?
out.
Yeah.
And then I had the thought of, wait, it could be Taboo. This is a reference to the Great Maze. That's awesome.
That would be cool.
And to be fair, like,
That would be cool.
yeah, Sora over Taboo so hard, but
Yeah.
like Taboo would also be sick.
Yeah.
yeah.
Taboo would also slap.
So
But here's
we see them all.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was just gonna go through the whole sequence. We see them all as trophies, and Mario alone steps off, and we see the flame, and I'm like, Flame? Who's associated with Flame? Is this like chosen undead from Dark Souls? Like, who is this? And he
Mhm.
picks up the fire. I still don't know why they went with the Flame for Sora. And he throws it, and it starts turning into a weapon. But I'm like, I don't think that's a Keyblade. Where is this going? And then it turns into the Keyblade, and I just scream Sora.
Yes.
And like, the music
Ugh.
starts swelling. It opens the keyhole. He floats out. Simple and Clean is playing, and I'm damn near crying at
I don't
this
think
point.
Simple
Like,
and Clean was playing. I don't know.
yeah, the orchestral,
Mm.
no vocals, Simple and Clean was playing,
Yeah.
and I'm damn near crying at this point.
I'll explain my perspective in a moment.
So, and that's really how he was presented, and I think
Yeah.
that was the best way to see Ultimate off. And this
Yeah.
came after showing the whole base roster, the actual intro to the menu screen of Smash Brothers, all the DLC fighters. I thought it was a great way to send the game off
Mhm.
with a
was.
good character.
And it was. So, I mean, I had a similar experience, but not really. So, I was in a class at College State University.
College State University. I was in a class. I was on my laptop. I was watching the direct. I couldn't listen to it. I didn't have earbuds. I didn't have headphones. And it'd be rude. I didn't want to be that Really?
rude. I just had it on full screen, and I didn't give
You're
a
like,
shit.
teacher, shut the fuck up.
Shut the
dude.
fuck up.
Smash
I'm
reveal.
watching this. I am watching this. Let me have this. So I'm watching it, and yeah, everything that Ryan said happened. The flame died out. But the thing is, upon rewatching it, I've noticed something falls from the flame into the ground, and obviously that's what we now know as the Keyblade. So yeah, that happens, and I'm like in agreement with Ryan. I was like, who is this? And I was thinking maybe it's like a Pokemon. I was thinking it was a fire-based Pokemon.
Oh my god, how bad would that have been?
That
How
would be
bad?
terrible.
Yes.
Oh my god, how bad?
I've been watching reactions for a part of the day, and someone was like, Cinderace, like, the way this fire started. They're like, why are they adding Cinderace?
Yeah, I was thinking it was like a fire-based a person or something. I was thinking it was fire-related, and then I see Mario step off, he picks it up, and he throws it, and I'm just like, what?
None of us,
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts fans didn't know where it was going.
Yes.
Hey,
I am
can
a
we just-
diehard KH fan. I had no idea what was happening. And then I
We
saw
have to take like
and I
1
saw-
second. Just
I saw the silhouette of the Keyblade, and I'm just like, no, that can't be it. And then I saw the Mickey symbol, and I'm just like, I did not scream. I cried, and I couldn't vocalize anything.
Close up on the Mickey keychain hit like nothing else. I have had the biggest high ever all day.
Yeah.
This is a drug. Holy.
Yes.
we
I
appreciate the
didn't
fact.
scream. I cried. I was in class. I was just like, I was tearing up. And I legitimately started crying later on when I was able to leave the class and go outside after class had ended and continue watching.
I think we can appreciate, even myself, the fact that Nintendo, for once, did not fumble the bag on the
Yes.
goal line. This is fantastic for everybody.
Yes.
This is great. They could have choked so hard.
They could have, but they didn't. I
Yes.
mean,
And that's what
they
people-
choked a
that's what
little
people
bit.
were-
They choked a
it's-
little
that's
bit with leaks, but it's whatever.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know if that was on their end or Disney's, but like, and people were saying they were choking on Byleth, but like, everyone knew there was a second pass, so it's like, why worry?
Yeah.
And I've got to say, the reception, I expected it to be bad. Oh, another anime swords fight or whatever. A lot of people upset.
No.
It's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Almost all the content creators that I've seen are like either lukewarm, like, okay, yeah, he deserves it. That's pretty good. Good for Kingdom Hearts fans, or like they're ecstatic. Those
Yeah.
are the two things I've seen.
I've seen
Yeah.
one where it's like, not exactly happy, but content, I guess. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put this person on the spot.
Yeah.
So,
So, do you
Dylan,
want to?
Did you?
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Dylan, did you have anything you wanted to add on like your experience with
No, I
seeing
mean,
the
obviously,
reveal?
mine was obviously a little different. I had known who it was already when I watched it, so I wasn't shocked or confused. I was
Right.
confused a little bit by the presentation of it. I was like,
Mhm.
this seems not fitting very much. Maybe that was intentional
Yeah, it was.
to be like, this is really up for a debate for
Like
about
it could be anyone.
5 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's similar with
I will say, I watched the reveal,
Mhm.
and then right after that, I wanted to watch some of the gameplay mechanics, and we can talk about this now
right.
in a second here if you guys want, about as far as what we think he's looking
Mhm.
like, some of his weaknesses, maybe.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
get into literally every element of the Sakurai Presents. I have thoughts on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shocker.
So
You?
you
No.
of
So yeah,
all people?
you start with your
No.
takes. I think you don't have as much to talk about as I do. So
No, probably not. I mean, so here's my initial. So all right. So we're discussing gameplay mechanics, correct? Okay. So from my initial watch and my initial reaction to it, and I said this right away. I said this looks like a mix of Cloud and Shulk. He's gonna play like Cloud and Shulk in a way, and I say that because, and also I figured that he was probably gonna be on the lighter side. Like he'll definitely be lighter than Cloud, maybe a little heavier than Shulk. I was slightly confused on the that down smash or down special, the thunder, that's summoning the thunder. But John, you explained that to me, so that makes perfect sense. But as far as like what it looks like, you can't get that creative with a blade weapon in Smash. Like most of it, I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, so I like the recovery. I feel like we've seen it before. I feel like I've seen this type of recovery before, this spinning slash upward, with the pose at the top. I feel like I've seen that
Yeah.
before. Now, the air attacks, seen it 100 times with the forward air. I'm sure the back air, I can't remember, is
it's
some
just
back slap. So
yeah.
Yeah,
again,
it's nothing we haven't seen before.
it's just not, and I'm not knocking, but you also don't want to really stray from that formula too much, because then you get into my territory, whereas I hate the wacky, the weird. I can't stand it. I have a bone to pick with that stuff. So I'm not knocking it. This is not a knock on any of this gameplay mechanics. I can appreciate it. I like it. But the uniqueness doesn't come from what is he doing. The uniqueness comes from the character itself, what it looks like, and adding hints of personality here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not saying every bladed character needs to be a Ditto. Obviously not. You don't want that. But you don't want to get too out of the realm of what Sora does in the game as a gameplay mechanic. Like, it doesn't get all that crazy. Like, you have those special attacks and all that, and those special keyblades, and I love all of that. But you don't want to get too wild to where it doesn't even look like Sora, like what he's doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
One thing I will
you got
say-
it.
Oh, sorry.
You share your thoughts, John. I think.
Okay,
It's probably
so
most appropriate.
so when discussing his gameplay mechanics, I can't help but compare him to Super Smash Flash because he's in those games. So one thing I will say is there is a mechanic in Super Smash Flash 2 that was stolen.
His neutrally, right?
I think so. His magic. So in Super Smash Flash 2, I believe it's down B in Smash Flash 2. You can do Thunder, you can do Fire, and you can do Blizzard. Admittedly, it's different as compared to Ultimate. In Smash Flash 2, I'm pretty sure he shoots Thunder out his Keyblade. Obviously, in Ultimate, he just shoots like 3 different bolts in front.
Yeah, it goes bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, and with Fire, it works like it does in Kingdom Hearts 2, where it's just a circle around him. In Super Smash Flash, what is it like? I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, it's just fireballs front. And then Blizzard, I think, is about the same for both. So that was it was all right. I mean, it's not the best thing they could have taken from Smash Flash 2, but it's not the worst thing. The best thing they could have taken, which they didn't, was some KH2 moves that they just didn't use, because I think they focused on KH1, his KH1 moveset. They could have taken Explosion. They could have taken Magnet Burst. They didn't. And for reference, Magnet Burst is when he's in the air. It's an air finisher where he gets a giant bubble around him and it sucks all the enemies in that are close by, and then bursts them out. Does a whole bunch of damage, at least in KH2 it does. And also in 3 kind of. And then Explosion is a ground finisher where it has a bunch of whitish bubbles going around him and basically just pushing everyone away.
And then they explode.
Yeah, and then they explode. That's why it's called Explosion. So
yeah,
it would have been nice to have that be maybe like his strong attack in some capacity. That would have been nice, but besides that, all his other moves are kind of like, they're fine. Sonic Blade's kind of cool the way they implement it. It's kind of unique, I guess. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like how it's like it can be used as a recovery, but not in the sense of like Pikachu's side B. It's a little bit different because you can direct it where you want it. And also the lock-on feature, I like how they implement that. Besides
now,
that,
that's actually a question. They're not actually locking on, correct? That's just an effect. We think they can go in a different direction. We assume because we don't know that.
Maybe maybe by controller input they can.
Yeah, are you talking about the blade like driving?
Yeah,
left and right?
Yeah. When he does the dash.
That looks like it's locked on. I
No,
think
that's the lock-on effect from Kingdom Hearts. I don't actually think because you can go away, as we showed. He attacked Bayonetta's shield and went away twice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think the lock-on is just for an effect, like it's the reticle that like Palutena does.
Yeah, but it looks cool as shit.
Yeah, I don't actually believe that it auto attacks the opponent. I do think it's still input.
I think it auto attacks if you don't input anything, and if you do, it will prioritize your input over the lock on. And I think that's what it should do.
I think it's just aesthetic.
Yeah. So let's move on before we finish off our, unless Ryan has anything to add with gameplay. Do you?
God, I have a ton.
You want me to finish what I want to say? It's kind of
yeah. You okay. Go, and then I'll shotgun, and you guys can give your thoughts.
So here's the thing. I've given this quite a bit of thought since the reveal. I'm not a huge fan of the final Smash. It's all right. I think I have a better idea of what would be a better final Smash. And here's the thing I've put in mind. Okay, we need to steer clear of Disney stuff. We need to steer clear of anything that includes Donald and Goofy. We need to steer clear of that. With that in mind, I think I have a good final Smash that represents what Sora can do and what he's done in the past. So here's what I had in mind.
Pitch it, John.
I'm gonna pitch it.
Elevator pitch. 30 seconds. Go. This
is like Sonic's final Smash from Brawl, maybe a touch bit slower, and he surfs on Keyblades similar to what he does in Kingdom Hearts 3, and what Vanitas does all the time. So he surfs a bunch of Keyblades. It could literally be devoid of anything Disney related. It could just be a fucking Starlight Keyblade with a star on the end of it. I'm sure Disney wouldn't care if they had that in Smash. Do that. Whole bunch of Keyblades. Sora's just flying around left and right. And you have a little bit of control of where you're going. And when it's done, it'll wear off within like 30 seconds. I don't know. 20 seconds. Whatever a normal final Smash goes for. So, what are your thoughts?
That is against the design philosophy of Ultimate. That's a transformation Smash, and they've been pitched. That's why there's no Landmaster anymore. That's not why there's no Wario Man anymore.
Oh, well.
So yeah. I mean, I don't think there aren't better Final Smashes. I think Riku and Sora's Together Beam at the end of 2 would have been great.
Yeah,
that I think there's a lot of good options. I actually do like it. This is kind of spoilers for the end of 1, maybe slightly. But
or maybe
like that works a lot like the Door to Darkness. So it's kind of like you're sealing your opponents in hell. I like that. I think that's funny. And
maybe have it like slash away to like similar to how Joker's and Captain Falcon's like goes to a different area, and just have it be Sora and Riku do the reaction command from the final boss in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah,
I
so
forget what it's called, but do that one.
yeah, there are better options, but like I do like it. It's not what I would have gone with.
Mm-hmm.
So
But that might, I don't know, that might be like a transformation. I don't know.
yeah. Basically, people don't like the idea where your opponent is just in a powered up state and you just have to avoid them and there's nothing really you can do, like they're invincible. They took it away from Yoshi too. Like they took it away from a lot of people. Just because it wasn't a fun game mechanic. That's why we have so many cutscenes in Ultimate. So do you have any more thoughts on the Final Smash?
I don't.
What are your thoughts, Dylan?
I don't know. I don't mind it. I mean, it is a little bit underwhelming, but it's like I gotta ask myself: do I really care that much about a Final Smash? I'm never gonna use. I couldn't even.
Yes.
I couldn't even describe the whole rosters. I couldn't tell you what everyone's Final Smash was.
Hey, you're Captain Falcon main. What's Captain Falcon's final
I don't
smash?
know. Is it still the race car thing?
Yes, it is.
Okay. That's the depth of which I know. Is Mario still the fireball that goes zigzag?
Yeah.
What about Luigi?
No idea. The mansion or something?
He sucks him up in a vacuum and shoots them.
I actually knew that.
So, like,
I'm trying to think who else you made. What about Sheik? You know Sheiks?
No chance. No.
Sick.
Like, but here's the thing, though. It's like, in our scene, which is mostly the competitive scene,
the final smash doesn't matter.
It just doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me that much.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's good for representation, but like because I don't think it's bad. Yeah.
But the other, like, am I pissed that it's underwhelming? Not really.
Yeah.
Not really.
So
Ryan, let's get your takes on his moveset.
Yeah, I have a ton to get into. So first of all, I think he's very good. I don't think he's top tier, but I think he's high tier, top of high tier. And some of this will depend. Like they said, they're still tweaking him when that was being recorded. But like he can kill so early and he can get back to stage after getting knocked off very easily, and he can stop you from getting back to stage after.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you there.
Very easy.
I'm with you there. Yep.
In fact, I'm pretty sure his air jump. I just had to eyeball it. I can't compare. I think it's about as high as Yoshi's.
It looks very high, doesn't it?
It looks about as good as Yoshi's, which is insane. And then he has the dash, and then his up B.
Yeah.
That's really good.
His recovery is kind of broken.
He's gonna die off the top and off the sides a lot. Like he's lighter than Isabelle, which is kind of ridiculous for how large he is.
Yeah.
Sephiroth kind of suffers from the same thing. Sephiroth dies really early. Thunder is really good. Thunder's like really good. Firaga is decent. Blizzard is decent. The fact that it freezes and you can get a free smash attack at moderate percents is fair. I don't have too much of an issue with either of those. I think at casual level play, the Firaga is going to be annoying as hell.
Oh yeah, it will be.
His down B. Okay, let me just state this. Once again, I'm very happy with Sora's inclusion. I actually do like how he's included, and I also think they only tapped about 40% of his maximum potential. I do not think they came anywhere close to making him as good as he could have been.
Yeah.
In any realm.
Maybe that's a good thing though.
It probably is.
Not just moves, not just moveset. 40% skins, spirits. Music. Like I think his overall representation was nowhere near as good as it could have been, but I'm still happy. I want to make that perfectly clear.
We'll get to both those soon.
Yeah, there's a lot to get to. So I wish graphically his down B was Reflega. He just does a block and a hit, but he actually has a move in his games that are a counter where it shoots out magic orbs once you hit them, and they have a lot of impact, and it's very stylish. It's very Kingdom Hearts. And they just didn't include it for some reason. So that was a little odd to me, and I think that's probably because how they wanted it to interact with projectiles. But it's still weird to me. His up B is decent. Aerial spiral. It's You know, I do think people are saying it's exactly like Link's. I actually think it has more horizontal than Link's by itself.
Yeah,
His side B's insane. Like it's
the side
really
B's gonna be
good.
cool. The side B's gonna be really cool.
Like
Trying
he's
to
gonna be
remember
banned.
it.
It's
That's
Sonic
yours.
Dash. It's Sonic
Yeah.
Dash.
Right.
Between his neutral air combo, his forward air combo, and his side B, he's going to be nutty in the air.
Yeah.
Yes, agreed.
And the fact that his up B kills so early is ridiculous.
Well, I think he's
'cause-
gonna be a nice. I think he's gonna have a lot of viable combos from
yes.
the ground to the top, from the top of the box. There,
Mhm.
you're gonna be able to string together some stuff.
Yeah. His down tilt you can get like most aerial combos off of. His forward throw, if they're DIing in, you're gonna be able to combo them. His back throw is decent. It's Mario back throw, more or
Yeah.
less. His down throw is fine. His up throw is fine. His back air is really good. Like it said, it's a smash attack from a lighter character, basically. It's a little on the slower end, but it kills, so that's good. His forward tilt, pretty good.
See, I don't remember the logistics this much.
Yeah, it catches.
It's a lot of
strong,
damage, isn't it?
It's a little slow.
It's
It's
slow.
a little slow,
It's
but it's a
slow.
lot.
It's slow, but it's strong.
His jab is very quick in combos.
Dude, the three hit combo's nice.
The three
Yeah,
hit combo.
yeah, it is.
His down smash is awesome. How he goes into the air and stabs the ground. I love that move.
Yeah,
from 2.
I remember that move from 2. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember not
and
using it.
I used it all the time. The fact that he avoids attacks under him while doing that is really cool.
Mhm.
His up smash hits really far to the side for some reason, like way more than what the graphics show.
Really?
Yes, and it kills probably around 65% for a medium weight character. It's pretty strong. His forward smash is strong. It's decent.
Right.
And are there moves I haven't mentioned? His down air and his up air. His up air is really good at catching. He's going to be a great juggler. This man is going to be an absolute clown juggling people in the air. And his down air is nutty. The fact that he can recover after doing it, the fact that I'm pretty sure he can cancel out of it, the fact that he can cancel out of any of his combos is ridiculous, by the way. But
yeah.
he can cancel out of his down air. It has a really far to the side. It's pretty quick. It doesn't deal a ton of damage, but it's really safe. I think his kit is incredible. I really think it's incredible. Now, the fact he doesn't have a gimmick, and which is ridiculous to me because every DLC character has a gimmick, and every single Kingdom Hearts game has a gimmick. So the fact that he doesn't have one is kind of weird. No drive forms, no command menu, no summons, no limits. Like,
see, I think
go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think the closest thing you get to a gimmick is his usage of magic.
Yeah,
but,
it's really.
It's not like too game breaking though.
Yeah, like I never really thought that they would include summons, but I was like, Sakurai's smart. He could find a way. I actually thought the command bar had a decent chance of getting in, or the drive gauge.
Probably, I thought more so. That's another thing is, yeah, it's a transformation, but they could have had the final smash be him going into ultimate or final form.
Yeah,
at least 2 Keyblades.
They could have had that in a cutscene. He goes final form in a cutscene or ultimate form in a cutscene and uses Ultima or something.
Yeah.
I think that him using Ultima would have been sick.
He goes into final form, just brings them up 100% using final form fire in a cutscene. Yes, us good KH lads will get that reference.
So,
you will soon too, Dylan. Don't you worry.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah.
So how good is Sora, in my opinion? Worse than Pikachu, worse than Mithra, worse than Joker, worse than Palu, but he's not worse than many more characters than that. He's better than most.
I think he's going to be upper. Yeah, he's going to be upper A tier probably.
I think he's better than most of the roster.
I'm excited to play as him and against him.
I think the range is going to be something that's really, really cool to play with. Like, I think he's going to be real rangy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we can move on to the next thing, which is his alts.
He's also attires.
Yeah.
Okay.
His skins.
I mean, it's cool.
Your thoughts, Dylan, as someone who doesn't know where they could have pulled from.
Yeah.
I was confused on. I like them all. I think the all black looks really cool. Like, here's the thing. I'm saying this shit. I don't know where it's from. I don't know what we're referencing.
That's an important perspective because a lot of people haven't played Kingdom Hearts who play Smash.
Okay, so here, let me put it like this. I think a lot of them look cool. I was a little confused and thrown off by the black and white one that looked a little cartoonish, but John explained that to me what that was. Cool, I love it. I think it all looks really, really cool. It all fits the aesthetic perfectly. Nothing sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
I think it's really dope. I think it's all really dope.
And for context, the one he's talking about is the attire that Sora wears at Timeless River, which is a world from Kingdom Hearts 2, where Sora and gang go back in time, sort of, to a black and white version of Disney Castle, and they interact with a bunch of retro Disney characters. So,
yeah, and that's his 5th costume. Yeah. It's really cool. I like how that he actually has different facial expressions.
Me too.
So as someone who has played Kingdom Hearts, I haven't finished Dream Drop Distance, but I've played basically the whole series.
Same, except I haven't finished Chain of Memories, and that's it. And Recoded.
It's kind of weird to me that, first of all, seeing 13-year-old Sora's body in his 14-year-old and 15-year-old clothes is a little unsettling.
It's nutty.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's uncomfortable for me.
Yeah.
And so I like what they did. I actually overall feel that Kingdom Hearts 1 is overrepresented, and I actually don't know whose decision that was, Nomura, Disney's, or Nintendo's, and that's something we can discuss. But like, they really leaned heavy on Kingdom Hearts 1, and that's why his body and face are Kingdom Hearts 1 no matter what alt he is.
They could have at least made him taller. And not changed his moveset.
A lot of leaner or whatever. So that was interesting.
I mean,
his alts are.
I was gonna say. I mean, at least for his Dream Drop Distance attire, it's fine because he has the same body in Dream Drop as he does in 1, technically, but. Yeah.
Changing the body is a little bit of a problem because hitboxes and having the graphics line up with what is actually in the game. I get that. I'm surprised they didn't, because he basically has the same body type between 2 and 3, but not between 1 and 2 and 3. So I don't know why they didn't just go with the 2 and 3 body type, but whatever.
Yeah, and like Smash Bros. 2 has his KH2 attire and body type and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, that's a fan game. 2 is the favorite.
Here's the other thing, too. And while you guys are discussing this, I just want to jump in. I don't think... Okay, so like as KH fans, you obviously have a different... Maybe a more...
I mean...
Biased?
Fan is a bit of a stretch.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are... You know about KH. Like, you're aware of what it is, right?
I think... No, but... I don't want to take this moniker, but I think I'm like the most... well-versed with the KH story of our friend group, Ryan.
Yeah, I think you beat me out, not by a ton, but by some.
Okay.
Oh my God, so humble. Anyways.
So humble, I know.
So humble.
I am big brain when it comes to Kingdom Hearts and Disney and stuff.
As someone who is an outsider in this conversation, I'm going to tell you that somebody, which I think there's a lot of people with my knowledge level who kind of know what it's about and what it plays like and know who Sora is. And like, that's kind of it. You guys are nitpicking very small things that are not going to be noticed by broad swaths of the population. Like, no, and I like that you're having that conversation because I'm going to, like, if Crash ever comes, I'm going to nitpick every little detail. Every little thing would have to be like that. So I'm with you there. Like, I'm not saying don't do it. Don't have that conversation. I'm with you there. Like, I appreciate that you're doing it. I think the part of it is this. You guys are arguing over why they have a 13-year-old body and 14-year-old clothes. Nobody is going to care at all.
And the thing is, don't worry.
But I like that you're talking about it. But you know what? And I think that's nice.
I'll help you nitpick with Crash. Don't worry. I'll help you nitpick with him, especially when they make one of his alt attires.
They need Trash Bandicoot.
They make it. What's it called?
Trash Bandicoot, man.
What is it from the monster games? The Titans.
Oh my
Crash
God,
the Titans. It's
Christ.
Basically
No, we're good.
Let me respond to that with a little more context, because I do know people who are also moderately engaged in Kingdom Hearts who do have strong opinions. Basically, Sora's Kingdom Hearts 1 look is the least popular. He's wearing like a weird onesie, and it's like really baggy, and he's a child. Like people just, and like his shorts are really short. Like people just get really weird vibes from it.
Yeah.
People I know. So that's why we're discussing like the body thing, because he really grows up between 1 and 2. And so that's kind of the thing.
Mhm.
I agree it's nitpicking, but what I am going to nitpick more. But over Timeless River, and even Wisdom Valor in Ultimate Form, I think I would have preferred to represent other characters of the series more than just represent Sora in different ways. The way Joker works, he has alt skins that represent his teammates. I would have liked that for Sora slightly more, especially than like the Dream Drop skin, which isn't a mainline game. Like, as a fan, I'm not necessarily happy with how they represented the series in the characters. I think it's a great attempt, but I would have preferred something else.
Yeah, that's
my closing thoughts on it.
Yeah, and that's fair to say on his attire, because I knew going in that if Sora got in the game, it was going to be one or the other. It was either going to be he's going to have attires based off of all these different games. He's going to have Dream Drop. He's going to have KH1, 2, 3. It's going to be like that, or it's going to be like, okay, he's going to have attires that are just different colorations that are references to different characters, like a yellow and blue one for Riku or something like that, or a pink and purple one for Kairi, I think.
Yeah,
pink and white one.
And honestly, that's honestly what I wanted. I either wanted 4 of the skins to be Roxas, kind of like how Hero has 4 different models, and have him model different stuff, or at least have a Kairi and Riku skin. And I do wish that was represented, but overall, I am happy. Overall, I think he's drippy.
Yeah, he is.
Which, drip is important.
Drip is very important.
Yes.
And I think this gets into the bigger question of how does it represent Kingdom Hearts as a franchise, and I think it represents it well, but weirdly. We have been off of Kingdom Hearts 1 for a long, long time. The series is way beyond that, but so much of the content is Kingdom Hearts 1 content. All of the images of his friends, Riku and Kairi, they're all Kingdom Hearts 1 images. It's the Kingdom Hearts 1 model. Hollow Bastion is the Kingdom Hearts 1 Hollow Bastion. Like, all the Spirit PNGs, like, everything that can be Kingdom Hearts 1, his moveset is Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah.
Which is a little weird to me. Now, like, for instance, Roxas and Terra and Aqua and Ven, they can't be Kingdom Hearts 1. They didn't exist then. But, like, they're also the earliest iterations of themselves. So I don't know whose decision this was, Square's or Disney's or Nintendo's. But I think maybe it was done to prevent spoilers. But it's just kind of weird to me, and I like how it's represented, but it's also kind of weirdly represented. Okay, I'm not one of those people who ever thought Donald and Goofy would be an issue if Sora was in the game. I thought like it was a no-brainer. Like, oh, Disney wouldn't have a problem with them, being in a Final Smash or a Taunt or whatever, or his victory screen. There isn't a single non-original Kingdom Hearts like aspect apart from the Mickey on his Keyblade. Like, there's nothing. And I don't have an issue with that. I actually prefer the original Kingdom Hearts content over all the Disney content. I don't really care. But it doesn't represent the series and like the main draw of it. A lot of people are really excited about the Disney stuff. And I feel like to casual players or people who would be interested but don't really know much about it, it was kind of a missed opportunity.
Yes, Dylan.
Can I offer a rebuttal?
Yes.
Not that I know much. This is not really a rebuttal. But let me ask you this. Do you think the inclusion of him and all the representation of KH1, do you think that's more of an homage to where it came from?
To like the very beginning?
Like, do you think their focus was more on, hey, let's pay homage and respect to where this guy came from? Or do you think it was like, let's make it Kingdom Hearts 3, Sora, nothing else? Like, do you think in their minds
Kingdom
they're
Hearts
saying,
1,
I'd rather... but I mean, versus, okay, so you either have KH1 all original stuff, or do you say, we're try and reflect the most recent version of him? Like, I think in my head, they're paying more homage to
where it began, the roots.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
I'd like to think it'd be more about the homage
And
than
maybe that's not the most accurate because the game has come a long way from. And maybe that's true, but maybe the point is to say, okay, here he is. This is where he. This is how he came into existence. This is how we're
Yeah.
going to show him off.
So
And here's the thing, though. You got to take into account that, yes, a lot of Smash Brothers fans are not really KH fans. You are, like myself, like Ryan, and that's cool and all. But here's the thing. They also announced that Kingdom Hearts was coming in a cloud-based form for Nintendo Switch. So I have a feeling like quite a few Smash fans are going to become KH fans because of that. Because they might just have Nintendo Switch and they might be able to cop a copy of some Kingdom Hearts games.
That's true. And I do think that factored into the decision. What I'm saying is you actually have a different reason to represent each of the main 3 games. Kingdom Hearts 3 is the future. Kingdom Hearts 1 is where it all started, the roots. Kingdom Hearts 2 is the most popular.
Yeah.
So what I would have liked to see is a balanced approach to it.
I mean, I guess you could say that, but here's the thing. You mean, they focus the moveset on his KH1. They focus, obviously, his body and his face on KH1 and technically Dream Drop Distance because it's the same as 1. But the thing is, if you look at his attires, he has a lot of alternate attires from Kingdom Hearts 2. He's got his KH2 attire. He's got Valor form, and I know this means nothing to you, Dylan. He's got Valor form. He has Wisdom form. He has his Timeless River attire.
And then from 3, he has his main and Ultima.
Yeah,
I do understand that, but it's...
And for KH1, he just has his singular attire he wears throughout the entirety of the game, which is fine. I mean, you can't really change it up for KH1 that much.
This actually goes, I think, a little further. So let's get into spirits and the songs and the stage.
Okay,
like I mentioned. So first of all,
I'm not really too picky or nitpicky at all with spirits or.
They're important for the casual audience, and I do enjoy playing with them. So I will speak to this. They represented Riku and Kairi as their one. Basically everyone is in their earliest iteration. And another weird thing is, I don't know. I was personally offended that Kairi was a 1-star. But
I mean, what can I say? She's not that useful.
More useful than Axel, the 2-star. But
fair enough.
There was no Xehanort. There was no Ansem, the Heart with Secret of Darkness. Like, there is a lot missing, and I do feel like it was underrepresented. So I mentioned the figure that I think they reached 40% of the figure, of what they could.
I mean,
even the songs. Let's get into the songs.
I mean, to be fair, with both the spirit and the songs, you kind of get the same sensation that you did with Cloud when he first came out. Like, he was like underrepresented, in a similar sense. It wasn't until Sephiroth came out that you actually started getting quite a few Final Fantasy VII songs.
This isn't a criticism of Smash Team specifically, because I understand it was a team effort to get him in this exact state that he came in.
I wasn't blaming them. I was blaming Square.
I was blaming Disney.
Oh.
So looking at the songs, don't have.
Meh.
Yeah, they're decent. There are a lot of world songs, a lot of fighting songs, no real boss themes. You're missing Fate of the Unknown. You're missing. I
have a few songs I'd like to say that they don't have.
Yeah, so the big ones to me, Sanctuary, Face My Fears, Don't Think Twice, Simple and Clean, Lord of the Castle, Vectors of the Heavens, 13th Struggle, Roxas's Theme.
You want me to say what mine are?
Fate of the Unknown and Darkness of the Unknown. That's 10 of the best Kingdom Hearts songs that are just gone.
So here's the thing.
Worst songs represented.
You run into the issue of Utada Hikaru there. My song selections...
Remove those four. Even still, that's 6 really impactful ones that are later entries that aren't represented. Instead, they have 1 song.
So here's the thing. You missed a few. Not many, but a few. Sinister Shadows. You mentioned Vectors of the Heavens. Yeah, I also included that. Tension
Rumble.
Tension Rising, the 13th Dilemma, which is Syax's boss theme, 13th Struggle, which you also said Axel's boss theme or arc scenes. Sinister Shadows, for context, is the 1K or 1000 Heartless Battle theme from KH2, which is fucking tragic. It's not in this game, but it's fine. It's whatever. Yeah, like definitely with the songs, I noticed a focus on KH1 songs, and I was just like, okay, dumb.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying there's such a focus on one, and I do respect that's the roots. But I do kind of think we should get off this because there's another interesting topic regarding representation. Why is there no Disney? And what I'm getting at here.
I think they jumped through as many hoops as they could with having Mickey's ears on his Keyblade, and I'm happy with that.
What I'm saying here is actually who made the decision to exclude Disney? Was it Disney or was it Sakurai? Because my thought is Sakurai has been very adamant about no non-video game characters in Smash.
Yes, but Sora has no other roots besides in a video game. And sure, the video game he's in has characters with roots elsewhere, but not him alone.
Hey, I understand that, and I don't think the rule is broken. But did Sakurai not want to include Disney because he didn't want to make it too Disney-centric? He just wanted it to be Kingdom Hearts, the video game itself.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think that Sakurai would not have wanted to include Disney personally. And so I don't know if it was Disney's decision or his or mutual.
I just thought of another good final. I literally just thought of another good final Smash he could have done. That they could have had. So you know the intro to Dream Drop Distance, how like at the end they all are like right there, and Sora and they all beam their Keyblades up, and
my friends are my power. Fusion beam. Don't cross the streams.
They could have done that and had the enemy that was targeted in that as a scene.
Yeah. So
not dissimilar to the Phantom Thieves.
Yeah. So my perspective on like all the Disney stuff is that I really just don't think Sakurai wanted it. I think Disney might have actually wanted it slightly more.
Maybe.
Personally, because
all I can really do is speculate on that.
Yeah, but I think it's important to speculate because if you look at everything else, like, you know, a lot of other people are represented, but also they're all from video games and all their representation is from video games. So is it Disney or is it the fact that it's not video games? Sakurai has gotten, you know, Microsoft, Rare, Square Enix to work with him and do really good representation of the games. So I just don't know what it is. Now, the music I don't think was ever going to come. The Disney music. Copyright. Too much for hassle.
I really didn't care if the Disney music didn't show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's just slightly important. And I know you're probably bored out of your mind, Dylan.
Yes. You probably
I'm not at all. No.
But I think the reason I'm asking most of this is not because of Sora, but because of what it could mean for future characters. Because we'll talk about the future Smash, but I don't think this is the last Smash ever. So where
bring that up? I do. I'm kidding.
Where will people collaborate in the future? What are the limits? I think that is a fruitful discussion. Yeah. And I don't think we can come to any finite conclusion, but I really actually think that the decision to exclude a lot of the Disney content came from Sakurai.
I'm okay with that, honestly. I mean, if they want to include Donald and Goofy in the future for like a potential final Smash, I'll be happy with that. But for how it is now, I'm happy. I'm content with how it is now. Even with all the KH1 focus, I'm happy with that. For a while, that's what we had.
Here's the thing. You just have to ask yourself, like, is the music a hill worth dying on? Is the inclusion of Donald and Goofy a hill worth dying on?
No.
Like I said, I'm still happy with what he is. I just do think
too.
that he only achieved 40% of his potential.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's actually speed blitz the stage real quick. First of all, point one, I have 3 points I want covered. Point one, beautiful stage. Point two, Axel and Kai were excluded from the Dive to the Heart. That's kind of bull. Those are my two inputs on the aesthetic. Point three I want to discuss, which is its tournament legality, unless you two have something to add about the visuals.
Mm-mm.
I wish it had more worlds, or at least Hall of Bastion from KH2.
Okay. So moving on to how it actually works in tournament viability and everything. So do we all agree that we don't think it actually has any hazards, even with hazards on?
It doesn't look like it.
You
No.
know, I think it would. I don't think it'll have much of an issue being tournament legal unless the
Was
boundaries
it
are
was
weird.
one platform in the middle, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
It's
it's
a
a
weird
moving
layout.
it's-
It's a
It
unique
is weird.
layout.
It is weird,
It's-
but I think it'll be all right.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be too problematic.
Yeah, I think it's a lot like Sephiroth's, which is interesting.
I
But
think
no,
I honestly
I'm
think
excited.
that Nintendo is like saying, okay, for these, let's make it cool. Let's have it accurately represent the game it's coming from,
Location.
but let's also make it tournament legal as much as we can. And
Yeah.
is Sephiroth's tournament legal?
I don't know. I haven't followed the scene since Sephiroth
Okay.
closely.
I mean, I'm gonna look that up.
I'm actually excited to see if people experiment with it. I am really excited to see where it goes. We don't have a single plat stage that's legal, so
What is Sephiroth's stage called?
I am unaware. But no, I really like his stage. And so actually this is one of the more exciting pieces. They announced Kingdom Hearts for Switch during the Sakurai
Okay, it's
Presents.
Northern. It's called Northern Cave. Sorry.
Northern Cave. Yeah. The announcement of Kingdom Hearts for Switch. This to me is huge because what it says to me is, will there be a future in whatever Smash games follow that franchises will make their announcements in Smash presentations? Will they
Okay.
announce Crash? Will they announce Crash 5 when he's revealed for Smash? Will they announce the Master Chief Collection coming to Switch when they announce Master Chief? Like,
That is
do you-
pretty wild.
do you actually see a future for this?
Yeah, I mean, before we do that, I do want to. I did find the results for Northern Cave, which is Sephiroth's. So I'm on Reddit right now, and someone said pros: blast zones are slightly smaller than FD. We need smaller stages. Hazards on version is neutral, so hazards on rule sets are more interesting now. More neutral Kalos. Cons: it can be distracting. Some people have reported motion sickness. Music might be an issue. And I don't know why they said music might be an issue. I don't know. DMCA issues. That's why.
Yeah,
So, I mean, you might, I don't know. I mean, maybe for like independent, non-recording tournaments, it might be fine. But I don't know. Same with Hall Bastion.
that doesn't really tell us it's tournament legal status.
Yeah, no, I mean, it doesn't. But we're moving on to the future of Smash, right? Before we do that, I do want to share something I shared quite some time ago, if I can. So, actually, I'm going to share it with you guys. Please don't change it. I made you editors, but I shared it with you. And I'm going to show this on the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, hang on. All right. So, right here, we have oh shit, I don't want that to go big. We have a Google document. You've seen it before. You have seen it before.
No.
This is my wish list for who I wanted in the game that I made a year ago. I wanted Crash, I wanted Sora, I wanted Sephiroth, I wanted Steve, and I wanted Spyro. That's what I wanted from Fighters Pass 2. Now,
What do we get, John?
let me
That's
scroll
pretty
down.
good.
Let me scroll down and show you. We got Steve and Alex, which I wanted. That's 1. We got Sephiroth. That's 2. We got Pyra and Mithra. 2 for 3. We got Kazuya. 2 for 4.
3 for 4.
We got Sora. 3 for 5. I will take that. I'm happy because
That's
there's only
pretty good.
there was only 2 that were on that list that we did not get, and that is Crash and Steve.
That's
Steve.
pretty good.
Steve and Spyro. Or Crash and Spyro. Yeah.
Yeah, Crash and Spyro. My bad. Did I say Steven Spyro?
Yeah.
Yeah, I meant Crash and Spyro. Actually,
Spyro would be an interesting take. So, did we want to chat about what we think is
once
gonna be going on?
Yeah. You want to lead?
What are we talking about?
Yeah, I
Sorry.
will.
The
I mean,
future
we're
of
gonna talk
Smash.
Future of Smash. Okay, so, yeah, go ahead, Dylan.
So,
I have a few hot takes, but go on ahead.
so my gut tells me, and we're gonna get into this in a little bit, but my gut tells me, obviously, no new Smashes for this system.
For the
They'll
Switch.
They'll wait. Yeah, they'll wait, and they should. And
This
that's
is a good
fine.
call.
Yeah, they should. They absolutely should. So, whatever new consoles in development, let Smash be one of your flagships for that. As far as Smash Ultimate goes, and here is the conversation I'm really interested in. What are we at now? 79 characters?
It was 89.
Something like that.
Oh wow. Okay, so you're approaching 100.
Yeah.
So
Probably need stronger
think
hardware to deal with all those characters.
absolutely. But here is my question to you, gentlemen, and I want to pose this. 90 is a lot, and let's just say that, and I'm going to say hardware is not an issue, but it's getting
I think I
bloated.
know where he's going with this.
It's getting bloated. You got to get rid of 10 characters off the roster tomorrow. You're in charge. For the next Smash, you have who is available, so you can't add people. You can't say, well, Crash will be in the next one, so I can get rid of this, or Sora will be, or obviously Sora will be in the next one, but Spyro will be in the, you can't add people. You can only get rid of what we have, and you can include Sora. Obviously, I don't think any of you guys are going to think that Sora's going to be taken off, or should be taken off.
I actually
Sora.
do,
I'm
but
kidding.
All right. So you have to
So
get rid of 10. You have to get rid of 10 characters. What 10 characters? You're the you're developer. You have to get rid of 10 by 5 minutes from right now. Go.
I'll get rid of more. Dark Samus, Daisy, Pichu, Dr. Mario.
Shit, he's stealing some of mine. This isn't okay.
I'm sure we'll be at a consensus though.
Lucina, Chrom, Dark Pit, that's 7.
You didn't need the 5 minutes.
Let's see. Yeah, no, I didn't.
You're the developer. You have 30 seconds.
Rob,
Me, I have 5 seconds or 30 seconds.
No, you got to keep Rob.
Okay, we'll keep Rob. Fine, overruled. Lucario. That's 8. Keep going.
Do you have the Smash roster on your computer? Logo?
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
No,
Yeah, no,
I don't.
I'm cheating. It's tempting to say Duck Hunt, but I won't. Cat.
That was when I posed this question to myself. The first person I thought it was Duck Hunt.
Okay, now I have.
He's unique and he's historical.
Okay, I have. I have it.
Corin. So that's 10.
There's your 10.
Okay.
Simon.
Okay, director. We have
Simon,
enough.
No,
Isabel.
that's enough. That's
Director.
enough.
I'm too busy. I have a bloodlust now.
Director, we're okay.
He's too busy cutting. He's gone too far.
John, let's hear it.
He's gone too far. Okay. Dr. Mario.
Yeah.
Roy.
Disagree. Continue.
Pokemon trainer.
Disagree.
Disagree.
These are hot takes, John.
I know.
These are terrible.
We thick trainer. I'm triggering people tonight.
Dude, you're just going for heads. This is not even real.
Fair enough. Okay, that's 4. Let's see.
Slight reminder that there are 3 links in the game.
Young Link.
Way too many.
Okay, I'm at 5. I'm just going to continue using this hand so I can keep scrolling. Villager.
John.
Yes.
Dude,
You're about to be fired.
Animal Crossing is the most selling.
You still got Isabel. You still got Isabel.
No,
Isabel makes sense. Villager, not so much.
This is crazy.
We're
at 82.
Trigger Ryan. Do I trigger Ryan? No.
John, this is
Say
Toon
who
Link.
would have been.
Toon Link.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
I wasn't going for triggering anyone that time. Dark Pit.
Say
Pit.
who you were gonna say. I'm curious.
I was considering Ridley. I think.
Oh
No. No, my bad. I was considering Inkling, but no.
Oh yeah, no, that's just an uncultured decision.
I
this
didn't
is
say it.
uncultured.
I
That's
didn't
true.
say it. I
That's-
didn't say it.
I'm glad because now I don't have to call you uncultured swine, and that you do have a brain with some wrinkles on it.
You did technically do that though, but okay. Ness.
This is
Good, I said
terrible.
I
This-
said
John,
I didn't.
John,
Ness.
this is disgusting.
No.
This is one of the worst lists I've ever heard in my life.
No. I have to put my foot down. The
That's
original.
ridiculous.
Lucina.
No.
That's my last one.
You don't get to do that.
The original 12 are untouchable. They're holy.
Yes.
They're sacred.
All right. You want to hear my
Yeah.
hot take? You want to hear what my hot take is?
Yes.
There is too much Nintendo reps. This is
Oh
gaming.
my fuck,
This
this
is
can't be real.
It's a
This cannot-
Nintendo game.
This is a gaming
This cannot be a
crossover.
real list and a real reason you just came up with.
Can you believe the heresy coming out of this man's mouth? This man is just trying to cause fires.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
crazy.
This is the hot take I was referring to earlier, Ryan.
This is wild, man.
I am pissing people off. I'm getting canceled on Twitter.
You're just wrong
You
with
are.
everything. You're just incorrect.
Seriously.
Remarkably so.
Fair enough.
All right, you want to hear the correct 10 that need to get rid of?
Sure,
Sure.
go ahead.
All right, here
While
we
I
go.
have the fighters list still listed on my.
I agree with
True.
you, Ryan. Dark Samus, Daisy, gotta go.
How did I not say Dark Samus? I thought I did. Oh, well.
I don't know. Dr. Mario, gotta go.
Easy.
Easy.
Prom, gotta go.
Yeah.
Um,
You're keeping Lucina.
I am gonna keep Lucina.
Did you get rid of Lucina, Ryan?
Yeah.
No, I'm
me
gonna
too.
keep Lucina. Greninja, gotta go. Greninja, gotta go.
Really?
Yeah.
But
See,
you
I
let
was of
Dark
the
Pit
opinion.
stay.
I was of the opinion that Pokemon Trainer should go because we already got.
No,
it.
no,
we
get
got,
rid of Dark
we got
Pit.
some
What am
good.
I at 6?
What's up?
Does Dark Pit make 6, Ryan?
Yeah.
Dark Pit.
Okay,
Okay.
Slight oversight. Apologies.
you're good.
Um,
Getting all the echoes out first.
yeah. Corrin, gotta go.
7.
Incineroar, gotta go.
Really?
All right.
Wow. Brutal.
Sick of
But
the
8,
Pokemon.
yeah.
I'm at 8 right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god. Hero. Gotta
Hero?
go. Gotta
Okay.
go.
I think we're gonna be with the DLC fighters at least
I know.
the 2 packs
and
for the
that's a
next
damn
game,
shame.
but
That's a goddamn shame. And my last pick. Wow.
There's still 3 links.
decisions.
There is still 3 links.
You can
That's
make it
very
easy
true.
and just pick a link,
Let me use my brain.
or you can pick a different character and be big
Okay,
brain.
so like my gut wants to say I can't I keep stumbling over. I want to say Mega Man, but I
All
put-
right.
no, but here's the thing. I know he is important.
I'm not
And
even a
he
Mega
should
Man
be in
fan,
it.
and I understand his importance.
He should be in there, but I just can't. Little Mac, fuck you, Little Mac.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Actually, that
Okay.
isn't that bad of a take. I
Fair
don't
enough.
think that's the worst
Waste, gotta go.
Fair enough. I have one last hot take before we continue. Do you want to hear it?
Yes.
take. Hit me with it.
It's not as controversial, and it doesn't really involve the cast too much.
Mm-hmm.
And I have very good reason to say this. See, back when we had Smash for Wii U and 3DS, there was a specific game theory that came out in regards to basically the final boss in that game, which I think was like 4 or something. I don't know. It was the ball thing that you fight.
Yeah, and it
became-
had different dark forms.
Yeah. You fight that a few times, and it ends in like a meek little ball. And I loved the way that MatPat explains it, how basically the whole boss fighting and like the whole layout of different games and the backstory behind it is like a representation of Sakurai's fatigue from the series. with that being said, I think Ultimate's Sakurai's last hurrah. I think it's his last Smash game that he's going to make.
So here's actually, I actually want to save Sakurai to the last. I want Sakurai to be the last thing we talk about, actually, if that's fine.
Oh. Okay. I mean, I guess I jumped the gun then.
Yeah, because there are some very interesting things that not every Smash fan knows that I think should be discussed. You
Fair
guys,
enough.
I think, included. So, I actually think, so we talked about will other characters be removed, and if so, who it should be. And I think we
Right.
probably came up with 20 characters that could pretty reasonably be removed. So
before I do have one other thing with characters. Sorry, Ryan.
no problem.
So Dylan, I mentioned to you earlier today that Ryan was talking with a friend of his that friend wanted anime characters from television shows to be in the next Smash game. What are your thoughts? Let's stir the pot a little.
So actually, let me actually rephrase
I've
that.
left the conversation.
Let me actually. They're talking fourth party. Fourth party isn't the correct term, but they mean non-video game. They think anime will be the primary pull, but we're not just looking at anime. We're looking at Darth Vader, Thanos, Spider-Man. Like,
No, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's too far.
That's
here's
ridiculous.
here's what I will say. Here's what I will say, and I won't go as far as them, but I am open to it. Every Smash Brothers, except for actually even 4 had one, has a draw, something that none of the other Smash Brothers have that pull people in. I think a fourth party decision is at some point inevitable. I do. Now, what they were
Not
saying
under
is-
Sakurai's watch. I don't think so.
not under Sakurai's watch. I will agree with that. That is
Shit.
the rule he will not break.
Shit. I shouldn't have said what I said about Sakurai then.
No. But eventually there will be a Smash without Sakurai. That's just gonna happen.
Yeah.
Whether it's the next or not. So I agree, not under Sakurai, but I do think there is a decent chance, and I am actually open to it. I don't actually have a problem with it. I don't think they should get ridiculous. I don't think Shrek should ever be one, even though he's highly requested.
Oh, but you
That's
see,
stupid.
like that's just a joke at that point.
Yeah,
Like,
and I was,
Exactly.
And I was
But,
telling Ryan, where do you draw the line here? There's just so much gray area with
where do you draw the
fourth
line?
party.
Where do you draw the line with like unreasonable or meme choices for video games? Like
I
they drew the line
guess.
with Waluigi because he's a meme. They drew the line with Bandanity because that's a bad pick.
but he is in the realm of video games, Nintendo.
Hey,
This is
And
like
the thing
pulling
is-
from
and the thing
this
is,
is pulling from the
this-
darkest depths of hell.
This conversation also crosses over with our anime discussion from season 1, which you all should go check out if you haven't already, where we were talking about, okay, so where's the line of anime being drawn? Couldn't you see Aang as an anime character in Smash if we're going to open up to fourth party? Because technically he's kind of anime, but kind of not, which we kind of said in that episode. So like with anime, it's just like it's such a fuzzy gray area that it's like opening up to that is just like opening up a whole other can of worms of, okay, well, where's the line? Because with video games, you get that line there. With anime, you don't really. It's really
and
unclear.
that's why I'm not actually just saying anime. I'm saying fourth party because if you think about it, you know, we only have in video games probably 3-4 huge reveals that are reasonable left, and like Smash has been more and more jaded the more and more hype reveals we've gotten.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. In the early days of Smash 4, people would have absolutely like popped off for, let's say, Joker, or who else is a third party in past one? Terry. People would have even gone crazy for
Terry.
So
Not me.
people are getting desensitized, and we don't actually have that many like huge pulls in video game. What I'm
I
saying
lost
is,
my shit to Sephiroth and a little bit to Steve, and I
That's
kind
fair.
of lost my shit today to Sora. If you couldn't tell.
I absolutely lost it. But here's what I'm saying. Is another big pool to draw from. I'm not just saying anime. Comics and Star Wars and things too. And actually Star Wars, you know, Disney. They just added a character to Smash. But like that would once again give Smash the punch that people just grew used to. Like, people are like, oh yeah, Master Chief, he's definitely going to be added at some point. People are expecting it, but no one would ever expect Tony Stark.
No, and that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like
But-
that.
I'd
that's
rather have
crazy.
Master
why?
Chief
But
than
why?
Iron Man.
But why? And once again, I agree, not under Sakurai, and I agree, keep it actually small. I don't think it should
Well-
get that big. I think they should be in video games. Tony Stark is in the Avengers.
Well, here's the
video
thing.
game.
Here's the issue. If
Mhm.
you want to dive into movies, especially with Iron Man, you're going to run into the same issue that Square Enix's Marvel's Avengers falls under, and that is likenesses.
So you,
Yes.
so you can stick with animated. They're animated.
could.
There are animated. Well, first of all, Darth Vader doesn't have a likeness. Thanos doesn't either.
Kind of. I mean,
I mean, he has Josh Brolin, but he had the comics first. They could just based off the comics.
I guess.
And that's why anime is another good thing. And once again, comics, Star Wars, anime, these are all really, really like popular series with in-depth fighting that would be great to have represented in a fighting game of the biggest crossover of all time. I'm not saying that it's for everyone or that every character should be for everyone, but every character isn't already for everyone. There are already people who, you guys hate Terry and Kazuya, and I kind of do too. So I think it would open Smash to a wider audience. I think it would give Smash, it would come back to or even exceed the highest levels of hype. And Nintendo knows the limit, and as long as it stays, let's say, less than 10% of the roster, I think people will still be happy.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
have to watch getting out of line, basically.
I do agree, and I completely agree.
No,
Yeah.
so that'd
So
be my only concern.
I do agree. So let's actually move on to what we think the next Smash game will be.
I mean, I feel like I already touched on it on my end.
Yeah.
mean, I've given my hot takes, and sure, they're hot takes. And if nothing changes, if it's pretty similar, cut a few characters that we included, or maybe some we didn't, I don't know. As long as it's not Sora or Joker or Mario
Well,
or
here,
whatever, and I doubt it's
let
going to
me-
be Mario, then I'm sure it'll be fine.
Let me frame it
Um,
like this. Let me frame it like this,
Oh, yeah.
and see if this helps the conversation. What? Because obviously you're gonna have fluctuating characters, stages, all that nonsense. But what mechanics do you think carry over from Ultimate, and what get left behind or brought back?
I don't know. There's a lot from Ultimate that I do appreciate. The controller support, the usage of air dashing,
Yeah, the directional air dodge.
Yeah, the directional air
I think mechanically it's more or less the same. I could imagine that they make recoveries universally worse. Make it more like 64, where it's common that characters just cannot make it back to stage. I could see that change.
especially with how
mentioned
good
it,
Sora's looks.
Yeah. I once again just make them universally worse. Like Falcon
Right.
still has a terrible recovery compared to the rest of the cast, and he suffers horribly for it.
And yeah, there's
make
a
the
few
blast-
characters that do, yeah.
Make the blast zones bigger, maybe, generally speaking, to
Make up
compensate
for
for
that.
people not being able to make it back. But mechanically, I don't think it'll change that much. Maybe increase the pace, or I don't think they'd ever add Z canceling again. I don't think they would ever add tripping again.
Tripping would be
Um,
really stupid.
Maybe add a mode for it, like a party mode. That would be reasonable.
Or in the rule set, add it.
Yeah. Now, I actually think that there are three routes, like three kind of options for the next Smash game. We can take the middle route, cut 10, 20 characters, add more exciting ones, wash your hands of it, bam, you got a Smash game. The worst route, I think, is you cater to the elitists, the Melee fans. You do Melee HD, you really cut back the roster, you make it a super intense, super precise fighting game. And I don't think that's likely, but it is possible, a Melee HD.
I'll just stick to
will-
Ultimate in that case.
Yeah, and it's not even necessarily melee HB. It could be like, that had 26 with like maybe 6 echoes. Let's see, like with 35 and no echoes, every character is unique. That's a possibility. Just really cut back the roster and just like really cater to the fighting game community. I think that's the bad path. I think that's the bad timeline.
The bad timeline, the bad
Here-
ending,
Here is my take for the good timeline, the good ending.
the good ending, the true ending,
No, I don't know if it's the true ending. Only time will tell that.
the true ending.
Super Smash Brothers Ultimate Deluxe. We get
Right.
the same game we have now. Everything included. All the DLC comes in the game. You get they add a new better adventure mode, and then they start adding Challenger Pass 3 and 4.
They add Subspace Emissary remade.
Yeah. They have Subspace 2 and Challenger Pack 3 and 4. And I think that is the
I was gonna say, or they just have Subspace Emissary 1 remade, and then they also have Subspace Emissary 2 with bringing in the new characters as well. And what I mentioned before was with Subspace Emissary from Brawl, if they remade it in Ultimate or in the sequel to Ultimate, what they could do is just have it be the same, but once you get to the Great Maze at the end of the game, have it so you can play as all of the characters that weren't included in the story mode. That you have unlocked, obviously, but yeah.
Yeah. So I actually think that's a good timeline. I would want an original thing. I really like I would want Subspace 2. I really liked watching in the CG cutscenes.
Mm-hmm.
The characters interact.
The crazy thing is, apparently, I think a writer from Square Enix that helped make KH games actually like wrote the story for Subspace.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I don't know. I would just like to see all the new characters react. Like, I would love to see Cloud and Link in a cutscene together. Like, that sounds awesome to me.
I mean, what can I say? If it has a connection to KH, I know about it.
Yeah. So that's, I think, the best future we can hope for, and I do think it's slightly unreasonable. I do think it's slightly unreasonable. But we shall see.
We shall see.
So,
anything else we want to discuss? Sakurai?
Two things.
Okay,
one
sorry.
is really quick. The Smash ballot. Do we think we're ever getting a second Smash ballot? Now, let me speak to this too. 2015, I think there's still a perception that has changed since then that Nintendo players are just a bunch of like man children or actual children. They're looked down upon by hardcore gamers. And I think this is especially true of the Halo demographic. And I think this is a good reason why Master Chief probably did not score higher on the Smash ballot.
Yeah.
Do we ever like, we agree, right? And we probably think that it's changed since then. Is that what
it?
No.
So do we think there's ever going to be a second Smash ballot?
Well, I mean, I feel like you're asking us two questions. Like, what do we think of community perception of Smash Brothers fans, and if there's going to be a second ballot?
That first question is kind of irrelevant. I'm setting the pretense for why a second Smash ballot might be necessary because the Smash community has changed.
I mean,
I agree.
I think we're not going to get a ballot until we get the next game. Next Smash game.
I do agree, but so do you think there's a reasonable chance we get one?
Probably.
In the next one.
Probably. I mean, it has been quite some time, and new characters have resurfaced and like become relevant, like the Among Us being like Jonesy, like
Crash wasn't relevant.
Crash. He was, but he's way more relevant now.
He was relevant to us.
Yeah, he was relevant to us, to me and Dylan.
But to the wider population, he was not.
No, he wasn't. So here's the thing. I agree. You almost sort of have to.
Mm-hmm. Especially for like Crash
Here's
and whatnot.
Here's the thing. If fans... Now, this is something that, obviously, again, by the time the audience is watching and listening to this is beyond the release. Sora's been out.
Yeah.
But right now, as we stand in present time, I think it truly depends on the reception that Sora gets Because here's the thing: if we all voted for it, we all want Sora,
We
and then
better
we
like
hate
it.
him, and then we hate him, and
We
he's
better
terrible.
like it. We better like it.
They're never gonna do it again. They'll never do another ballot ever
Yeah,
again.
they'll never listen to us again if we're
Never.
if we're ungrateful.
Yes.
And believe you me, I'm definitely not going to be ungrateful for what they're giving us.
Maybe. You have no idea.
That's a promise.
I do. It doesn't matter. He could be worse than Little Mac. Yoshi
Yes.
who? Pyro Mithra, who are they? Like
All right.
Pikachu who?
You see what I'm
Mario
saying,
who?
though? Like if there is overwhelming negative reception of Sora,
mhm.
there is no chance they ever throw out another ballot.
You're absolutely
Or
right
listen
with
to the
that.
fans.
Because
I do agree. I do agree.
Yeah, I mean, why would they listen to us if we complain so much to the point where we're like, yeah, this character we've been requesting for 6 years, yeah, you did a shit job. Thanks.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Now for the final topic and probably the heaviest topic. That being Sakurai. And I want to start this
I mean,
with
I said my piece. I mean, he was
I think-
pressured into making Brawl. He wanted to make Smash for Wii U and Ultimate, I think. I don't know. I think he's done.
I want to lead with a very, very heartfelt thank you to Sakurai. Like
Aw.
Smash Brothers Ultimate is my favorite video game. Period.
Based.
Lame.
Based.
Lame.
It-
Lame.
It is my
Based.
favorite video game, and I think he has given me and the community more than we could ever reasonably ask for. There are people who are insane, but they don't know what it takes to make a video game. And this man
Based.
has gone above and beyond. So,
Based.
that being said,
Hey, Sakurai based Ryan.
that being said, I do think that I would be curious to see the series under new direction for multiple reasons.
Include
I think-
Shrek for Smash, apparently.
No, that's not even it. Because here's the thing, I don't mind Smash being video game only. I actually am fine with that.
If you wanted to play as Shrek in a fighting game, you could always play Shrek Super Slam for PlayStation 2.
Yeah, all I was saying is that I'm open to fourth party, and I think it's inevitable.
Mhm.
I am not clamoring for it, and I do actually somewhat like video game only. Now, even during the development of Ultimate, it was way worse than Melee, but even during the development of Ultimate, there are reports of Sakurai fainting on the job, not eating enough, not having enough time to himself. This man has been developing Smash for the last 10 years. Since the development of Smash 64 began, I believe he's only not been developing Smash for about 4 years. And I think that's about a 22
Is that the
years.
time? Is that the time between Brawl and 4?
It's a little bit of the time between Brawl and 4, and it's slightly between the time of 64 and Melee. They went straight from Melee into Brawl, and straight from 4 into Ultimate. But
I
even
thought there was almost 10 years between Melee and Brawl.
No.
no.
I thought Melee was like 2001. I thought Melee was like 2001,
It is.
and then
It was.
Brawl was
2001,
2007.
2008.
Yeah, 2008 was.
But like late 2008. But the
Yeah, almost like 10 years.
the development did start like really quickly after. And even in those years, he made another game. He made Kid Icarus Uprising for the 3DS. I don't know if you guys knew that.
What was that, 2005?
I
or
think I
something?
heard that. I think I heard of that.
No, 3DS. So that would probably be around 2012.
Oh.
After Brawl, before Smash 4.
Papa Sakurai trying to keep his beloved franchises from Smash alive.
Yeah, and even before 64, he worked for years on Kirby. He is the inventor of Kirby. So he's been working, he's a workhorse, and he's been going at it for a long time, and it has affected his health, and he's mentioned that a lot of times, and he's joked about needing to take a break often. So I do want to see him do that, and I do think that I really like his outlook on smashing the competitive scene. I've actually heard a story, I haven't researched this, that he was inspired to make Smash after he was in an arcade where he fought someone else, and like it was like booths where you can't see your opponent, it's blind, and he absolutely demolished his opponent, and the guy was just really frustrated afterwards and was like, that was unfun. And so he wanted to make a fighting game that was fun for everyone. And so he's always been focused on the party aspect, but that's sometimes been at the cost of the competitive. I would like to see someone who would be more open to the competitive. And like I said, I think that it's time. You know, Melee, he had a horrible experience with. I think Brawl was the game he wanted to make, but it was horribly received.
Right.
Smash
Agreed.
4 was a game that was just kind of lost in everything. It was just another Smash game to him.
Made on crappy hardware.
Yeah, that no one bought because it was on a dead console, and I think he like did a good job with it, and I think he worked hard, and I think he liked his work, but like he didn't really have anything special. And then Ultimate comes along, and this is actually a really important story. The late president of Nintendo, Satoru Iwata, before he died, actually talked with Sakurai and wanted him to make another Smash game.
After Ultimate or
after 4.
After 4. Okay, so make Ultimate. Okay.
And they were good friends. Iwata actually helped him greenlight and get the rights and do last minute coding for 64. They were good friends, and so the fact that before he died, his friend requested him to do Ultimate, and the fact that Sakurai has done everything he can to appease the community and just everything and put jam-pack everything, all the spirits to represent all the franchises he can worldwide to get as many creative battles, like all the songs, all the attention to detail. I really think this was everything he dreamed he could make, and I think he wants to go out with a bang in that this is all he wants to do. So I really do hope and think that this will be Sakurai's last. And I could not ask for more.
Fair enough.
And now he doesn't have a favor to a dead friend holding him to this project anymore.
That's fair. Yes,
Yeah,
that's
I
also
mean,
true.
those favors to dead friends are a bitch.
Indeed.
Also,
So-
I that was stolen from The Office.
I see.
Is there anything that anyone else wanted to say before we move on to the player rankings? We are running this pretty lengthy, but go on ahead.
No, I agree with Ryan. Go ahead.
Oh, player ranking time?
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead. Yeah.
All
so-
right, sorry. Apologies. Okay, so I'd like to incorporate a new rule if we're game.
Yeah.
No
I'm down
voting
with it.
for yourself.
Okay.
How's that sound?
I think that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah,
so-
the only problem is if we get into a deadlock.
Place like
yeah,
your death, I mean-
yeah. Let me pull out my calculator in case we all vote differently. In case we need it. Okay.
Oh, a calculator help.
Yeah, a little calculator. Get the average. Okay. For player number 3, let's think for a minute. Who do we want for player number 3? Just say the name because we can't point. Because it's a different location per person. Okay. Player number 3. We ready?
Mhm.
Okay, I am. You ready, Ryan?
Yep.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
John.
Dylan. Eesh.
That was actually a really hard one for me. I do apologize.
Okay.
We hate you. We
Thanks.
hate you.
That
Trash.
was really hard.
Trash.
All right.
You said we can't vote for ourselves, right?
Yeah.
He said you. He said you.
Oh, I sound like okay.
Yeah, I said you.
All right. Because I would have voted for myself. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but
You're
you know
good,
what?
man.
I like these rules because you know what? I deserve to win a little bit more around here.
Okay. Fair enough. Trying to think how I would average that. I'll just wait. Actually no, it makes sense. Anyways, player 2. Okay, I'm ready. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
But what am I supposed to do here? I've already voted for you.
I guess
Or-
you gotta vote for me.
Like, is that what I'm supposed to do? And then we're in dead.
Well-
And I have to
Well,
vote for you, and I have to vote for you, and John
Well, let's
decides.
just-
Yeah. I like. Now we're
maybe I put myself into this hole. Maybe we should just scratch the no voting for yourself rule.
All right. Put me
Okay.
at 3.
Are you sure?
That would
Yeah,
put Dylan
yeah.
at 3 because he's going to
Definitely.
vote for himself.
Yeah,
All right.
definitely 3.
All right, player
But
2.
well, we just vote for 1 really. And
Player,
the last
yeah.
guys too.
Okay, player 2. Think again. I was gonna vote you, player 2, Dylan.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Ready?
So
Ready
Okay,
and go.
John.
Myself.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
Okay,
we're
the lamp is the winner.
the lamp is the winner.
I think
The
it's
lamp
goofy
is the
looking.
winner.
I think I had.
Ryan
I
is
think I
4. The lamp is the winner.
Lamp is congratulations, lamp. Yellow and
can't-
orange are broken. Oh, there we go.
You can't
No,
see.
it's they're different cycles.
You can't see it. I put it in the thing.
That's fine.
No, we cool with Ryan being player 1.
Not at all.
Hell no.
We're not cool with it. We just have to accept the fact that it's reality.
Don't
Yeah,
worry. When we
seriously.
discuss Crash, he won't be.
That's probably true.
Yeah. Anyways, that has been our very lengthy discussion on Sora being included in Smash and the ending of Smash Ultimate. We thank you, Sakurai, for letting us be a part of your journey, and we thank y'all for tuning in for our podcast, our season premiere. And yeah, anything
Thanks
y'all
a
want
ton.
to add?
Bye.
Yeah, thanks for joining in, and we'll see y'all's next time.
Unlike Sakurai, we will be back.
Yes, that is correct. We will be back for more.